What's up YouTube, Belated Gamer here, and this is my rambling series where I prattle on about my experiences in life and vent about whatever the hell is on my mind. And today I thought I'd talk about one of my more important decisions in my life, and that's my decision to become a pescatarian. Now, here's the thing, a pescatarian isn't a religion, like my mother first thought when I explained that my wife was a pescatarian all those years ago. Her reply was essentially, oh, it doesn't matter what religion you're a part of, if you're pescatarian or Christian or whatever. And I pretty much had to stop my mother there and basically explain what a pescatarian is. Now here's the thing, if you don't know what a pescatarian is, it's basically a vegetarian who eats fish. That's the most simplified answer you will get. And as we know, a vegetarian eats only vegetables, dairy, and eggs and honey. So my decision to become a pescatarian and the steps to become a pescatarian is mainly because of a diagnosis I received just before I was to move to Canada. And so what happened was, before I went to Canada, I got a health check. So I got all my skin cancer stuff done, I got blood tests done. And when the blood tests came back, they noticed that my iron count was abnormally high. And so they did a secondary blood test just to see if it was an abnormality, and apparently it wasn't. Because they then did a third test, and that third test revealed that I had haemochromatosis. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically when iron levels in your bloodstream can't be correctly absorbed or processed, and this is usually with heme iron, I believe, which is the iron that comes from red meats, and very little iron from vegetables. Now, hemochromatosis can cause iron deposits to form in your joints, so you will basically start with symptoms of arthritic pain. So like your elbows, or worse, your kneecaps will start to seize up. And that's actually because there's a small deposit of iron basically screwing up your joints. And in other cases, though, that iron deposit can actually be in your organs. So for example, you could have the small deposits of iron in your liver, in your intestines, and that's not good because you can die from that. In addition to the hemochromatosis, they also found out that I had a higher than average bad cholesterol count, and at that point I realized that I needed to make some serious changes in my life, and that's when I basically decided that I would become a Polu-pescetarian. Now, here's the thing, a Polu-pescetarian is a person who eats poultry and is also a pescatarian. So now you've got a person who eats chicken, fish, vegetables, dairy products, and eggs and honey. Now, a lot of people from Pakistan and India, they have this sort of a diet where they don't eat beef, pork, lamb, or any animals like that. So when I decided to become a Polu-pescetarian, it was actually rather an interesting transition, because I pretty much gave up lamb almost instantly, beef shortly afterwards, and this was just after I arrived in Canada. And then I pretty much gave up pork about a month or 2 months later, and became a Polu-pescetarian shortly after that, around April or May. So I was now a Polu-pescetarian, and I remained that way for 3 years. My parents, they didn't really support me in this. Their reaction was, "Oh, what's your wife made you done now?" And all that sort of negative stuff. "Oh, your wife's making you do it." No, this was a decision I made. Not something that my wife made for me or anything like that. This was solely a decision I made. So being a Polu-pescetarian means you come into cross-contamination with meat. But that being said, you'll also come into cross-contamination with anything. Being a vegan, a vegetarian, pescatarian, Polu-pescetarian, you will always come into cross-contamination in some way, shape or form. And for me, in Canada, I always had problems with McDonald's. Whenever I just want an egg and cheese muffin, they'd automatically put sausage or bacon on it and give it to me. No, I'm literally asking for only egg and cheese, and every single time I've ordered from McDonald's, they always fuck up my order. So one of the things I used to always get from Taco Time in Canada was the salad, the taco bowl thing that they had. Which is basically a salad with lettuce, beans, corn, tomato, onions, sour cream, guacamole, in a bowl of like a tortilla bowl. Now, unfortunately, although that sounds vegetarian, it just isn't, because what Taco Time do, is they basically make the tortilla bowl and deep fry it with all of the beef, all their beef products, all their chicken products, all their fish products, and all their pork products. So any of their fry food, like their Mexican fries or any of the potatoes, sweet potatoes, anything like that, is not vegetarian, it's not vegan, it's not pescatarian, it is severely cross-contaminated. And when I reached out to them, they didn't give a shit. They couldn't. Their head office couldn't care that this was happening, and they basically just poo-hooed it and pushed it under the rug. And of course, I've had other stories of cross-contamination. When I was in Japan, I picked up what I thought was a bowl of a bento box with chicken katsu, but unfortunately, it was pork katsu. And in Australia, I went out for a night with my friend Chris, and we went and got, some Chinese, and I got what I thought was satay chicken. And when I got it, there was beef in it, but I didn't realize until 3/4 of the way through eating that I was eating beef. Now, it sucks because... Now, cross-contamination sucks because here's the thing. After a while, your body cannot process certain meats. So your body might not, after 10 years of being a pescatarian, a vegetarian, a vegan, your body can't process beef. It cannot process chicken. It cannot process fish. So in some cases, you could get an allergic reaction to it. So at the beginning of this year, I decided to take a step down and become a pescatarian. Now, I had originally planned to be a Polu-pescetarian for several years, then take a step down and become a pescatarian, and then in 5 to 10 years become a vegetarian. Now, whether I continue this, I have no idea. But the vast majority of the takeout I eat is pescatarian or vegetarian because I very rarely eat fish. It's just an option that I have open to me. I might have a piece of fish once a month, if I'm lucky. So the vast majority of the food that I actually eat is meal prepped. And now my wife and I do meal prep, and we've been doing it for the last 7 months now, I think. Yeah, 7 months, where we will quite literally purchase our food for a month. We don't do, weekly meal prep. We do monthly meal prep. So we do all kinds of things. We do roasts, roast veggies, soups, all that sort of stuff that can be frozen, and we have that. Now here's the thing, it's better for us solely because now we're not spending an hour of our day in the kitchen cooking. Everything that we do with meal prep gets done over the course of a single day. It usually takes me about 12 hours to cook, and I cook around 30 meals, essentially. And because of this, it's freed up a large portion of my time. I basically have a lot more procrastination time because of it. And because of this, my diet has also changed. I eat around 90% vegan foods. And this is because my wife is vegan. I eat about 8%, which is vegetarian. So every now and then I might have an egg. And even then, it's very rare that I will. Sometimes I have cheese. And then about 2% of the time, I eat pescatarian. Now, that might be one piece of fish a month. Sometimes I don't even have fish for that month. But does that make me vegan? Because I eat, 90% vegan? No, it doesn't. It still makes me pescatarian. So the health changes I first noticed when I changed from a Omni diet to a Polu-pescetarian diet was pretty much immediate. I lost a lot of weight. I probably lost about 15 to 20 kilograms over the course of about 2 or 3 months. And I had a lot more energy because of it. And because of it, I actually found out that I could sleep once again, having 5 to 6 hours sleep at night, and wake up completely refreshed, not, groggy or tired or exhausted. And I was fine. I actually got a cholesterol check done about a year ago now. And my bad cholesterol is in a really good place. It's a large portion of it is gone, simply because I'm eating healthier. And yeah, as I said before, I've got a lot more energy, even though I procrastinate. And at the same time, I'm not at a high risk of my haemochromatosis causing lasting damage. So, changing my diet has in fact changed my life. And although it's early days into my pescatarianism, I really hope to keep to my diet, to keep healthy and active and live a healthier life. Because at the end of the day, your health and well-being is incredibly important. I'm not saying completely abandon all animal products, but scaling back and eating more vegetables, eating well-portioned meals, and it not only helps animals and conservation, but it's helping you live a healthier life, whether you have haemochromatosis or not. And I feel that is important. Thanks guys for watching this video. I plan on releasing some short meal prep videos in the near future, showing what I prepare for myself and my wife. Though if you don't like that and you want to watch something different, you can always skip the video and click on something else. And don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more random ass shit on this channel. But until next time.